I don't do well in math. You're right. You ain't never studied. I'm not good in writing because you have never written before. You can't get through a writing class and you got tutor after tutor, resource after resource. The problem is you ain't never felt no pain before. You're soft. It's a soft generation. You quit on everything.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. My name is Muhammad Numan. How are you, my dear students? I hope you will be fine. Welcome to Advanced English Grammar. Today we are going to talk about some other ways in which we are talking about the preferences and the choices. In the previous class, I only taught you the two ways in which we were talking about the preferences. Don't get confused. Different words are used for preferences. Here are some words which are also used for preferences. The first word which is given here, prefer. Prefer we use when we like one thing than other. We use there the word prefer. When we are going to prefer one thing between two things, we use the word prefer. And the meaning of prefer itself tells us about the priority. Remember this point. For example, I prefer coffee to tea. Two things, two nouns are available here. Coffee and tea. We have to select between these two things. We have to select one thing between these two things. We use there the word prefer. Another example, I prefer reading to writing. You might be thinking here that these two nouns, they are verbs, but actually basically they are not verbs. These two words, they are gerunds. And act is a noun. Okay, so these two words, they are gerunds. I prefer reading to writing. Whenever we are talking about, whenever we are making the nouns from the verbs, the ing form must be there with that, because they play here the role of nouns, not the verbs. Okay, another method for preference, would prefer. Example, I would prefer coffee to tea. And you can also make another example. You can put the verbs. I would prefer to go to Canada. We also use this methodology for the preference. And let's talk about the third method, had rather. Had rather, don't get confused, I have put had. But it doesn't mean that it will give us the meaning of the past. Not at all. Had rather, it is used in the present and for the future. It gives us the meaning of the present and the future. Had rather. I had, example, I had rather die than tell a lie. This is the example of this. Had sooner is also used for the preference. He had sooner study than playing. Had sooner plus bare infinitive will be used here. He had sooner study than play. This method is also used for preference. Would sooner, he would sooner walk than take rest. In the last example, method, would as soon as. I would as soon die as tell a lie. So these all rules, ways, methods, they are used for preference. And you can adopt in which you feel easiness. Okay? And another thing, subject pronoun, with all the subject pronouns, you can use prefer, would prefer, had rather, had sooner, would as soon as. Example, I prefer coffee to tea. He prefers coffee to tea. She prefers coffee to tea. They prefer coffee to tea. We prefer reading to writing. You prefer reading to writing. She prefers reading to writing. I would prefer coffee to tea. She would prefer coffee to tea. With all the subject pronouns, you can use these words. So you can connect this class with the previous class, so after that you will get all these points in the easiest way. So it was our class, our today class about prefer and all these different ways. And after that, inshallah, we will discuss the next topic. So do subscribe our channel. The name of our channel is Spread the Useful Knowledge. Share these videos to your friends, relatives, and friends through WhatsApp, Messenger, and Facebook. That would be very kind of you. Thanks a lot of you. Thanks about now.